Is this thing on?
That's right. By the maniacal cackling, you can tell that it's actually time for Uncensored Radio Live. Welcome back to everyone this week with our brand new retroness. We're going to start down the bottom. We're going to start with Katie McCarthy. How are you? Oh, she's moved up in the world as well. Hi,
Katie. Everyone still hates me on the show, so I'm not going too far. Let's see. I'm finally gonna go see Scream this weekend. That's my big plans. I can't believe it took so long for me to figure out how I can do this. I don't know. I'm going to a matinee alone.
Good. It's the best way to go to a movie these days.
Well, I feel like, does that make me super lame to go 1 o'clock in the afternoon?
Is that fixed or
no?
not?
Yeah. And we're live.
Movies by myself all the time.
Vera, just come with me.
No.
On,
Vera says no. Vera, you won't be seeing Scream. Is what we're going to do?
So you guys all come to the States and make me.
We are going to see Halloween together. We're going to go see the last Halloween movie all together. It's going to be a lovely moment.
You know I'm going to watch the whole fucking thing.
Oh God, Vera, they're so bad you won't be scared. Don't worry about it.
I'll watch it like this.
They're so bad.
Vera's going to be loving Kyle Richards. It's going to be amazing.
That's literally the only good part of it.
But we need to do the look. We have the live Vera like watching Scream when we did it through StreamYard, but I think we got to do it in person and just have Vera's reactions because the kids get flagged. They take it
Vera
down
has
every
to
time.
wear one of those helmets with a GoPro on the front.
I mean,
Vera can.
I've been trying to get Vera to watch these movies with me. She goes, no.
Yeah, no. I live alone in a really old fucking house that makes a lot of noise.
I had a
all by
partner in
itself.
crime this week, so it was good. Brooke and I went on the first Uncensored Horror official field trip. Did you have a good time, Boo?
I really did. It was so good. So good. I can't wait to see it again. I can't wait.
Did you cry, Brookie?
I did cry. I did. Steve
No
laughed at
spoilers,
me.
people.
No, I'm not.
There was
Spoilers. I'm just
tears.
asking.
There was laughter. There was tears. There was one point where the entire cinema burst into applause. It was amazing.
We're going to burst into applause now, though, because look who has arrived, ladies and gentlemen.
Kitty. Oh, shit. She's off
After
center.
a long absence, we've got Katrina A. Johnson from Nickelodeon's All That also featured in
Can I hear you? I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear you.
Kitty.
I turn up my volume.
Oh, we were just yelling and screaming your name and stuff. You know, normal
No,
stuff.
sorry. I can't
Nope.
hear you.
Oh,
Well, we'll go back.
no.
We'll go back. We'll come back to you.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
you.
Okay, I'm in. All right.
Oh, yay! Katrina A. Johnson, Nickelodeon, all that TMZ, all that shit. Yay! How are you, girl? It's been a hot minute. How have you been?
I almost died of COVID, but I'm back.
She's
I didn't
back.
almost
How,
die.
how
I
was
almost
that for
died,
you,
but
Bubs?
I
Actually,
was sick
tell
for
us.
a month.
Ooh.
Oh,
For a month. Well, I went to the doctor a bunch of times because you obviously can't fly if you have it. And anything that is a cold or anything that seems like that is probably that, right?
Mhm.
So I went to the doctor a bunch of times, got a bunch of tests, and they're like, no, you don't have it. You're fine. You have a sinus problem. I'm like, okay. They're like, you're cleared to fly. I was like, all right. Well, then I had to fly to Hawaii. So to get into Hawaii at the time, you need a PCR test that says you don't have it within like 2 hours or 2 days of flying there. So I went and got another one. And I'm like, oh, this is just because I need the paperwork. I got one yesterday. I'm fine. I don't have it. And the test came in at 11 o'clock at night. And they're like, oh, no, positive. I'm like, what?
Motherfucker.
I had to call my whole company and be like, oh, I know it's midnight. Sorry, you got to replace me for that 5 a.m. deal you got going on. Oops.
Oh, not good.
So, yeah, I had it for a month. I was knocked out, missed Christmas, missed New Year's, but I'm here to party now.
Yeah, she's back. COVID can't kill a
She's
bitch.
rolling
She's
with the
back.
homies.
That's it.
Can't keep
All right,
the bitch down.
Jeffrey, how are you? We're coming to you last today. How are you, girl?
I'm all right. Listen, it's been an interesting week. They have been spreading manure out in the fields around here, and Gabe comes
No.
outside. Yes, yeah. I was talking to Katrina earlier, and she's like, "What?" And Gabe's like, "Daddy, why does it smell like poop out here?" And I'm like, "I don't smell nothing. Like, I'm thinking something's wrong with the kid." So my aunt and uncle came over. It was the first time I've seen him in weeks because I've been sick too. I got sick right after Christmas. And they're like, "Oh my God, it stinks." And they're both like gagging and like about to throw up. And I'm like, "I don't smell nothing." I'm like, "But everything smells like onions to me in the house." I'm like, I got in the shower and I'm like, "Why the fuck does my shower smell like rotten onions? What's going on?" Right? So I'm like, I smell burnt toast, rotten onions, and occasionally piss. I'm like, my diffuser, I thought for sure the kids had pissed in the diffuser. And I'm like, why? Well, I'm turning it on. Like,
You're
trying
like,
to,
that's not a good Glade flavor. What's happening?
Right. I'm like, what the hell? And then, but occasionally, you know what I mean? Like, I can still smell soap and my shampoo, like, and I can smell when I'm using my Young Living. You can go on Jeffrey. I can still smell my Young Living. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a problem. I can still, you know what I mean? So I'm like, well, I don't have COVID. It's fine, right? I can still smell a banana. Like, I don't understand. But then I smell random things at random times. Like, I'm like, is that gas? We got a problem? Do we need to get out of the house? There's no gas lines in this place.
Jeff, I
I'd
think
rather
you might-
be smelling onions and toast than manure, though. So
You might
I
be
think
rotting
you're
from
fine.
the
Yeah.
inside out or something, Jeff.
Yeah, but it's not even like regular manure. It's chicken shit. So yeah, that's it. And the kids are all like, "What is that, Daddy? What is it?" And I'm like, "I don't smell nothing. What are you talking about?"
Chicken shit's the worst.
Yeah. I remember the smell from last year, though. I could smell it. I was like, "Oh my God, somebody died."
Katrina A. Johnson for Nickelodeon's all that.
Yes.
Did you spend a lot of time binge watching stuff, or what did you do?
I did, and my boyfriend and best friend are irritated with me because of it.
All right,
What
I
are
need
you
to talk to
binging?
the whole panel because no one else is watching this show. Is
Okay.
anyone watching fucking Yellow Jackets?
I'm
No.
starting that tomorrow.
I need to.
Oh my
It's
god!
on my list.
My
Season
aunt loves
finals-
it.
Season
Somebody at
finals
work
coming up
asked me
this
about
week.
Yellow Jackets.
Here's my plan, though. Here's my plan. Kat needs to get on Yellow Jackets.
Yes.
Oh.
That's a good
Because-
plan.
Because right,
That
all
working is
the
great.
stars of the show, are ex-90 like 90s actresses. So it's Juliette Lewis, Melanie Linsky, who's from New Zealand, and Christina Ricci
Oh,
playing
God, if you
older
worked with
versions
Juliette
of
Lewis, that'd be
themselves.
so cool.
And Kat, I can just imagine Kat being like the bitchy chick from school coming back. Like,
He
"Hey,
says that
everyone."
because he knows me. Thank you.
It's just love. I feel like they would like. How good would that be? More 90s actresses on TV.
Oh,
Bring it back. I'm putting it out
You know
into
what
the
I've been
universe.
binge watching? I just started Euphoria, actually.
Oh, I like that one. That was
I-
pretty.
I-
That's
Are you
a crazy
feeling okay?
show.
Are you
I'm-
feeling okay?
I mean, I'm feeling a little bummed out.
I know, right? Who
But
watches Euphoria?
I love it. I love it. I couldn't stop watching it. And freaking out, what's his name? Jacob Elordi, is that his name?
Yep.
Yeah, he's not hard to look at.
Wait, which character? What's his character?
I was watching it the other night, and my 12-year-old came
Yeah.
out.
What's up?
Coach?
I'm like, I don't know. There was some delay there somewhere. I don't
Proceed.
know.
Oh,
I'm like, so I was watching it the other night, and my 12-year-old came out, and like on the screen is full force titties. He went red and ran away. He's like, "Help me,
I'm gonna give
Mom."
this
I'm like,
show some
"Oh,
credit
man."
because this
I'm like,
show
"Honey."
does not shy away from male
Anything?
nudity. There's a lot of dick on that show.
What?
What
Okay,
show?
I mean,
That guy with the
Yeah.
Look at how
Amazing.
Euphoria.
Wait, what?
Amazing.
you
There's-
buried the lead
Yep.
there,
Wow,
guys.
there's so
Mhm.
many dicks on this show. Just
What
full
show?
frontal.
Euphoria.
Euphoria.
Euphoria on HBO.
Oh, yeah.
Full
Eric
frontal.
Dane. Yes.
Full
yes.
frontal all the
It
time.
wasn't
especially
real. It
this-
wasn't his real dick, though.
Well, this latest episode, there were several to choose from.
I mean,
A
I'm
dick
gonna have to check
smorgasbord.
it out.
Sounds
I'm
like
gonna
our
check
kind
it
of
out.
party, Cat.
I love a good full frontal.
but yeah, that's what I've been binging, and I love it. And I'm depressed, and Feel a little sad.
It's very
Use
Katie
bait.
show. I'm not surprised that Katie watches Euphoria. Let's
I've
put it that
been
way.
binge watching a Spanish show on Netflix.
Oh,
Oh,
see.
it's
The cook
Lorena
one?
del Flow. No, the Queen of the Flow. It's so
Ooh.
juicy. You guys, if you need some juice in your life, you got to check it out. It's subtitles. They don't dub it, so you have to be able to read. So there's that. Jeff, you're out. Sorry. But everybody else, you should totally check it out because
That's
it's
bad.
so juicy. It's a telenovela. It is. Oh, and the first season, I like shows where there's lots of seasons, like 5 seasons, so that
Yes.
once I get going, I can keep going.
Yep.
Well, this one has like 85 episodes the first season.
85.
Yeah, which is
Wow.
crazy. So
No
there's
way.
plenty to watch. There's only 2 seasons, but it's like in American shows, like 6 years worth.
Yeah, 70.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Everybody's
How the hell
hot.
did they brag out 85 episodes?
Because working
Like,
conditions
did
are
they do
very
it in a
different.
year or
Well, they filmed in Colombia, so maybe
There
they
ain't no
just.
SAG in Colombia,
What was
baby.
I
I don't
watching? They had a ton of episodes
because
in
I
the
know
first
Power
season.
Rangers banged out like I think they did like 60 something episodes in the first year they did the show, and they worked
Yeah, that's
every day.
Crazy. That's
Ugh.
crazy.
Every day, and that was just the
Yeah.
American counterpart, and so they were lucky to have like all the Japanese stuff already done. And then when they got
Mhm.
extended and they said like season 2 is like 56 episodes, I don't blame maybe Joe, who was like, you know what, fuck this.
Fuck this shit, though.
God, I feel like we just talked about this today.
It's a lot of
Chicago
it.
That's what else I've been watching lately, and that has like a ton of episodes in the first season. Like I thought I was getting through the first season, and it's like no, it's still going. I've got
That's
way
like
too
my
much time on
mum.
my hands.
I walked in like so when COVID first happened and everyone was in lockdown. My mum was watching this show and I was like, okay, because I was still at work and I'd come back and I'm like, what are you watching? She's like, I'm watching this movie. It's really long. I'm like, what are you watching? She's watching this fucking Hallmark show called The Heart or something.
Oh fuck!
It's got like
It's like my mum
like
watching
9 or 10
what's that?
seasons. She's like, I thought it was a really long movie. I'm like,
What's that like Western kind of show right now? It's like Yellowstone.
Everyone's squirting over
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Yeah.
I can't.
My
get into
mum
it.
thinks that it's a movie that just keeps going and going and going. So I tried to explain to her seasons and episodes, and it just went woo.
My mum's
She's
funny
so,
like
when
that too.
I listened to her trying to explain it back to people. She's like, "Oh yes, we've watched 12 episodes of 10 seasons," and I'm just
My mom
Not
not
loves
going to
hilarious.
correct her.
Yellowstone,
Don't
too.
no fucks given anymore.
can't-
We
There's
watch-
no point. Yeah.
We watch
No.
Housewives of Beverly Hills together, and
Mhm.
every ad break she thinks it's like the end of the episode. Oh, just watch one more. I'm like, bitch, it's the middle of the episode. Oh, okay.
That's
No worries.
adorable.
Bloody old people.
That is so cute.
But anyway, enough about old people. Let's get into this week.
Hot load of hot topics.
Oh, look at you go,
Retro.
kitty.
Look at it go. Shaking it out.
My best
You
work
have-
right there.
You have the best cackle. I love it. It's so good. It's the
All right. Let's get the bad news out of the way first. We'll start with Saget.
Oh,
Dead.
Aw.
65.
it hurts.
Anyone have any major feelings about
You
Bob
know-
Saget?
I had to
look,
let him put it in
That
me.
put it right there. You
I
don't
I think
love
it's very
someone
sad,
else.
but you know, a lot of men die from 60 something on.
Yes.
So it's terrible.
Exactly.
It's because they don't go to the doctor and they start to rot from the inside. Jeffrey's starting early. That's why I can smell onions.
Well, look,
all the time.
I don't know if he had a lot of money or anything or a lot of free time, but like, you know, just shit creeps up on you. And men do die earlier than women. So I don't think it's that shocking he died in his
Yeah,
60s.
I mean, I'm shocked because I don't think he's that much older than me, but you know, people do
You're
die.
a woman, Vera.
Maybe it was the curse of the Olsen twins got to him.
Listen, I just watched a podcast he did with Jodie Sweetin 7 months ago, and he kept saying, I'm going to die, and then he was drinking a soda. He's like, I shouldn't be drinking this. It's going to kill me.
Good lord.
Maybe it was
soda.
Dirty Sweet.
Wow.
Maybe it was
Fucking
Dirty Sweet and tried
No,
to
it
get
was
a
crazy.
reason
And then
to
like
the
she
house.
talked about, she goes, "Oh no, none of us are gonna die. All of us from Full House, we're gonna live forever." Like it was really, you know what I mean? Like the conversations you have, like not really knowing, and
Kind of spooky.
yeah, it was
Well, I mean-
it was trippy.
Well,
She
who's
had a-
going to die out of us first? Let's
I
go
mean, if
around
she
the room.
didn't die, she had a math problem,
I'm gonna
didn't
bet
she?
me. Because
Jody
I'm
Sweet?
older than all
Yeah,
of
she had a
you.
drug problem.
I
yeah.
don't think so. I think it's the boys. They live harder than you do.
True. Hey, we could all die on the plane
But
on the
I
way
do
over.
now.
I mean, I
We
hope
could-
not.
We could get
No,
fun.
drop
Oh, thank
dead
God I'm
tomorrow.
flying with you people.
Yeah, we're like the Spice Girls or something. We're not all allowed to travel together just in case something happens.
Just in case Ginger snaps, mate.
Well, Sidney
Right.
Poitier definitely outlived Saget. He was 94.
Oh my God, you did
What a
not
freak
just
move.
say that.
He did.
Yeah, he said it.
What?
Too
He did
soon,
outlive
Steve.
Saget.
Too soon.
I mean, it's true though.
It's not incorrect, but like,
It's not wrong.
but like,
It is not wrong.
I'm
died of
just
syphilis.
amazed at how many people are dying lately. Like, what's the go?
They come in
Syphilis
threes.
epidemic.
They
Taking
come in
people out
threes.
right and left.
So
Betty
they're
White,
all
like Betty
old,
White,
though.
Betty checks out and everyone's like,
Saget.
"Nah, I'm done." If Betty White's not here anymore,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Betty's gone. What's
She
the
had
fucking point?
syphilis.
You know what though? It says something that she was 99. Everybody said it was too soon. And then Bob Saget at 65, and nobody has a bad thing to say about the guy. And everybody says what a wonderful person he is. It really goes to show you, like, that's the kind of life you want to live, right? Like, that
That's-
you die, and people have nothing bad to say about him, except
No,
what a wonderful
there's
person he
still time
was.
to change, Jeffrey.
Oh no, I've seen
Oh,
some
no.
posts about what a trash human he was from these leftists on my Facebook. I don't know if I believe it, but
About Bob?
Bob Saget. I mean, you could listen. I think there was a website at some point that said all your favorite celebrities are problematic, and at some point they are. It just
Well,
stop eating the
I
gummies,
mean-
Jeff.
His stand-up was filthy.
filthy,
Filthy.
filthy. He was
When
a
somebody quoted the
filthy
joke.
man.
How do you tell
filthy.
Mary Kate and Ashley? What are the kids' names? I don't know.
Yeah,
Olsen.
yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Well,
How do
I
you
mean-
tell the Olsen twins apart? Mary Kate swallows.
Vera.
Well, you know
Jesus.
what?
That's the first clip from the
That's what these people
Christmas
are
reel,
saying. They're
mate.
saying that he was inappropriate with the Olsen twins. That's
No,
what's
no,
going
what
on.
happened is that it was from the roast, and the jokes from the people made about him on the roast then got turned into,
Oh no,
This
he
is
was
what he
filthy.
did.
If you listen to some
I
of
mean-
his stand-up,
oh yeah, his
he's filthy.
yeah,
I mean,
it's
I don't
great.
care.
It's
I mean,
great.
What was
Did
his
you-
I
favorite?
don't care.
What was his famous line from Half Baked? Something like, "You ever suck dick for crack?" or something like that.
I mean, we all have. But anyway, about back to
Suck dick
Bob.
for coke.
I mean,
Sorry.
I didn't know we could.
Kat,
we're
do you have a
supposed to
Bob
stop.
story? Kat's got
Yeah,
celebrity
Kat,
stories.
you
Do you
got
have a
a
Bob
Bob story?
Saget story? Did you ever run into Bob Saget, Kat?
No, I never did. I wish I had. I wanted to run into the Bob Saget that I saw in Entourage when he was in that like Heidi Fleiss house with all the hoes. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll take that one. I'll take that one. I'll take that one. I'll take
Did
that."
you
He
want to
had
be
like
one of
8
the
of them.
hoes, Kitty?
I would have. Yeah.
Good
Oh,
girl.
Just out of
God.
sheer
Deal.
curiosity. Because if you're like the 7th or 8th one, you know you don't have to do anything.
You just have to,
You get
just have
paid
to
to
look
just
at it.
be there. Yeah.
Then John Mayer had some video out today of him with
Jeff Ross.
thank you, and he's crying in the car talking.
They were
about
driving
how
his
great-
car back from
They
LAX's
were.
Prius.
Aw,
It's so sad.
that's kind of cute. And if we can't forget Ronnie Spector, also
I
dead.
know.
Also dead.
Ugh.
It's just like, what is
The
going
original
on in the
girl
world?
band.
Right? Living legend.
Yep.
Or was. Too soon.
Not living now.
Not living now, but like, hopefully that's the celebrity deaths out of the way for a while. Like,
Oh,
like,
so.
Bro.
I don't know.
Also,
lot.
we're all going to hell after
Let's
that.
fucking
My
hell.
gosh.
hey
Yeah,
guys,
I know.
we're
Hey,
not-
It was
if
real
we're going
cold,
to
Kitty.
hell, if we're going to hell, these two are going to be there waiting for us.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh, please.
Has
fuck.
anybody heard this story?
I
I think I can tell what this one is.
This
A
is
father-son.
a father-son OnlyFans.
I did the research.
Jeffrey
Uh,
describes.
No, there is nothing. They did not do porn together. They don't touch each other.
He films his dad jacking off.
No, he doesn't. There is no videos of them.
Jeffrey,
no, there's.
Jeffrey,
I
have you
signed up. I
subscribed?
paid the
Yes or
fucking
no?
money. I paid the money.
You gotta pay extra for that. You
Okay,
gotta
so
pay
Jeff's
extra
done
for
the
the good
groundwork.
stuff.
No,
gotta pay
no,
extra
there
for the
isn't
good
any.
stuff.
There wasn't any. I was like, what the
There
fuck?
was-
Like, it's illegal. You can't. There's none of
If
it.
you-
By the
It's
way,
just naked pictures of the father.
No, it's not. If you do a quick Google video search, they're like, oh, it's not gay at all. They're rubbing oil on each other,
sorry, what's it
and
called?
they're standing there like
That's
grabbing
not
their-
just gay,
grabbing their
that's
packages
incest,
together.
mate. I'm
like,
sorry to
nah,
say.
They're not having
Well,
sex.
I
They're
mean-
not jerking off together. Yeah, sure. They're rubbing oil off each
What
other.
is
They're
it
naked
called?
next to
I'm
each
gonna-
other.
There is a
I'm gonna
video.
double check. What's it called?
Yep, I'm on it too.
There is a video of
Somebody
there is
get
a video
Kat
of the
those
father
details,
going
please.
hardcore. I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes.
I will
Not
let
for
you
nothing,
lock-
But
I will-
isn't
oh, no, it's
mommy
not
daughter porn a thing? I mean, why are we grossed
Yeah,
out because it's the
Yeah,
father
no,
son?
No,
Because
There's
it's-
mommy daughter porn all over.
Do you know
the
what
place.
it is? But it's because these are actually
I didn't know
like
that.
the people in the mummy daughter, like stepmom. They're not related to each other. These are like blood relations. That are, I just think it's weird. Who gets naked with their parents and puts on the internet?
Well, it's fucking weird, but they don't
It's
do
creepy.
anything.
But you know
they're
what?
not
OnlyFans
doing
makes-
anything.
OnlyFans makes shitloads of money because my friend Haiti, remember she was doing the modeling competition, we were all voting on it.
Yeah.
She just made 55K in the last 2 months and paid for the rest of her transition. So go Haiti.
Oh,
Get it,
Good for
girl.
you, girl.
we're all in the
Yeah.
wrong
Wow, she
business.
looks amazing.
Katrina, maybe you should try
And Haiti was
farting
just like,
jobs.
she's like, I give a fuck. I'm going on holidays. Bye.
I mean, the
Nothing
New York
wrong with
Post
sex work.
says that the
Except when you're
dad
doing
and
it
the
with your
son
dad.
pose naked together.
Yeah, they do. They're
Well,
like,
yeah, that's what I saw in that. They just posed naked together, but it was nothing like crazy.
That's still
They're
weird.
not
Do
having
you
sex
stand naked
together.
in your
I would
me,
lose-
dad,
Well, I
and
wouldn't
mom?
do it. It's not for me. It's not my cup of tea. But I mean, I wanted to go see what the fucking thing was all about.
And it
There
says
wasn't-
they
it
make
was nothing to write home
40
about.
grand a month,
No,
and
I
the
think you're a
Kiki
bit weird,
fans are
Jeff.
eager to see them together.
and he
We had
doesn't.
an article about it, bitch. I'm gonna do the research.
He doesn't. He doesn't give his dad money.
What?
The guy
Yeah,
can-
the
Daddy
dad
does it for
free.
free.
He owes his dad 100K or 100.
Yeah. 100
Daddy does it
pounds.
for the love.
He does it to support his son, which is a
That's-
really strange flex.
He
Yeah.
was only making 9 grand by himself, but when he added dad, it turned into
Dad.
40.
That's such a.
Well, neither one of them are attractive, first and foremost.
They're
Let's
not
get that
bad.
straight.
They look like they're
Oh, the
fifty
sun's
dollars.
okay. I'd spread it. for
Come
the sun.
on,
Come on.
they
Wait,
are
what?
not bad. Can you see this?
He's a naked waiter.
They're not
It's
bad.
not my cup of tea.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
The
I'm
sun's
not into
okay.
that Guido thing.
I would-
Daddy's
Well,
too old for me. He's
we gotta
aged
keep-
out,
we
but
gotta
Dad,
keep-
he's
the
hot
dad,
for
this
mum.
looks like they're in jail.
No, see, Kat, the bottom of that photo, which we can't put on because we'll get a nudity clause. They've both got their hands in their job, like in their underwears, grabbing their businesses.
Yeah, but you're like making it sound like they're having sex together, and they're not.
I'm not saying they're
There's
having sex
certainly-
together. I'm
there's
saying they're
certainly-
touching their genitals in the same room as each other. That's
There's-
fucking weird,
Hey,
man.
you know what? For $55,000 a month,
It's
I don't know.
sexual undertone, absolutely. It's
Yes,
Ugh.
yes.
It's
I mean,
not.
it's
not
cringy.
1836 anymore. Incest is not a valid choice. Like, I'm sorry.
I'm not saying that it's for any of us.
Wait a
but we-
minute. Hold on, they're both like naked in a chair. Did you see that
Thank
one?
you. Thank you.
Can we please move on? This is making
We
me
can.
uncomfortable.
Look,
I'm
everyone
finding
wants
it
to.
It's giving
fascinating.
Katie mono.
It seems that people want to see them fuck, but you want to talk about someone who's really
Okay,
fucked?
that's fucked up.
Yes, let's do
Prince
it.
Andrew is real fucked.
Oh, look at them teeth. He's
Yeah.
really kept to those
Fucked,
British teeth.
Fucked. Today,
How do you want to be a prince and have teeth like that?
because he's British.
Because that's how
hello.
English
'Cause the
people
Brits
got their
don't
teeth.
care.
The big book of British smiles.
well, the younger Brits
The
care.
Simpsons.
I mean, you know,
So he has been stripped of all of his military titles and his
and
royal,
his royal
title.
titles.
So he is
Ooh.
no
No
longer
longer
his Royal Highness.
He's in trouble.
He's a private citizen that is being forced to come to America to stand trial for sexual assault. And in an addendum to this story, literally an hour ago, Jizzy Lane, our old girl Jizzy Lane, is not going to fight to suppress the names that Virginia Joffrey wants to expose. So there's going to be some other big names going down in the future. But he's fucked, right?
Oh yeah.
Done.
He's fucked. Like, you can't get away with that, especially when you're like, he thought he'd get away with it for diplomatic immunity and stuff like that. But Mum's just gone, goodbye, motherfucker.
Don't they have to do that?
The royal family wouldn't survive.
Well, yeah. I mean,
they're
in trouble. Their popularity wanes all the time. So they can't sustain the scandal.
She could have protected him, but she did.
Considering he is her favorite, like that's a well-known thing that he is her favorite son. For her to go,
not for
peace
long.
out. Like,
she ain't have a choice. What's she gonna do at that point? Like, come on.
But it just shows how committed to the job she is, because she ain't.
After listening to
she can't
Harry and Meghan, you gotta wonder how much of this is the company forcing the Queen's hand.
I know, but do you know? I love that the worst thing that happened is Meghan and Harry. Like this guy's on an international sexual assault charge from a international pedophile, like technically pedophile ring, but still that black girl took that British princess to America.
She's the worst thing to happen.
And I'm so jealous of her. I really am. Not cute about it. No.
All right. Speaking of racial slurs, did we all hear about Kim Kardashian? Not Kim Kardashian. What is it? The fat one. Chloe.
Not fat anymore.
Oh, she's fat. She's got abs. What are you talking about?
Not anymore. She used to be. Let's not pretend.
She wasn't fat either.
They are the most obnoxious people I've come across in my
life. Get him, Vera.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Get him, Vera.
They are disgusting human beings, and I think that Kim might actually be the only one who is quite half sensible.
Yeah, she's
that's saying herself
lately.
I know, right? Who would have thought,
Who saw that
how
coming?
many years ago, that Kim Kardashian would be the fucking normal one?
The one that married Kanye? What?
That bad.
Courtney's
a fucktard, man.
Courtney's
with Travis Barker now. Have you not seen them? She's a mother of like 4, acting like she's 21. Like,
she's not a mother anyway. She doesn't mother those kids, let me tell you. She
That'd
lets
be the
them,
staff, right?
She lets them bully the nanny. She doesn't care. They make the nannies cry, both of them. No.
So, like,
she's not a good mom. She's
so
terrible.
The story for Chloe is that she was caught using a racial slur about how she loves big black dick.
Well, she was saying,
isn't that a compliment?
She was ranting to her family about the things that people have said about her.
She still says the N-word.
She wasn't using it in a malicious way. She was using it in a quotation.
But she was still using it.
I get that. I'm not defending.
If it was one of us, it would be the worst thing in the world. Just because she's OJ Simpson's daughter, we're supposed to let that slide.
Oh, come on.
Nope. I think that she is, and I wouldn't let it slide.
But if she was OJ Simpson's daughter, she could technically use that word.
True.
That's the point, though, that I'm trying to make, is that she's denied the fact. So.
You're so out of control.
She doesn't get a hall pass on it. I'm sorry. She doesn't get a hall pass. They're fine. Surely now that they've moved to Netflix, like
intention,
not Netflix, Hulu.
Intention does count.
Who cares? I wish they'd disappear off the face of the earth.
I'm okay with that. I don't have.
You know what I say? You know what I say? Bring back Paris and Nicole. Bring back Paris. I would.
Well, they're doing a Paris and Nicole type show now on E. Yeah, the rich kids or whatever, and they send them to the farm and make them work and stuff.
Oh no, I want actual Paris and Nicole back, because they had
a falling out. They don't like each other anymore.
Nicole went to Paris's wedding.
Yes, they've been talking about how much they loved each other. Like no
I
time
smell
to
a
pass.
reunion.
Didn't she already do a reality show?
Yeah, she's got Paris in Love at the moment, which Jeff was watching for some reason.
I
Is
only
that
made
the
it
cooking
through
one?
I
Is
only
that
made
the
it through.
cooking
for
show?
it.
That was the worst show ever. God,
The cooking
I tried
show
to
was
watch them.
amazing.
Oh.
When she made the lasagna, she goes, "I don't like garlic or onions or this or that, so I'm not
Anything
using
that
it."
goes in the lasagna.
I will watch
Mhm.
anything with her mother.
Who is Hunky Dory?
Oh my god! And now
Oh,
everybody's saying
Kathy-
hunky dory.
Kathy Hilton is the gift from the gods on Real Housewives. Say, Kitty,
is
that's what
everybody
you need to
watching
do.
them because it's mommy daughter? Are we
You need-
circling back to a previous
Well, they're not
topic?
fingering each other, Vera.
Well, the guys aren't fingering each other either.
No,
I just sent Jeffrey a boatload of those.
That's
photos.
what. That's why
And
I'm
let me
over
tell
here
you
fucking
something.
cracking
They
up
are-
because
They
Katrina's
are
sending me
full-on
all
naked.
these.
I found all the daddy son schlongs. I found them
It's
all.
okay,
Just send
bitch.
them to
Touche.
Jeffrey.
Check
There's a
your
lot.
phone. Check your phone, bitch.
God,
Check
no.
your
Hey
phone.
Kitty, can I contact you later
Well.
about? I want to know which Ranger Schlong is the one I can go
Alright.
for.
It's a
Because
Ranger
When I come to
Schlong.
I would
America,
say
I
definitely
need
go-
a Ranger Schlong.
Definitely go for JDF. That's the
We're
best.
gonna
one.
come. We're
No,
gonna
he's not going to do me. Come on.
Oh God, we killed Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, are you okay?
Guys, we're gonna go.
We all saw it. You tried to
We're gonna
kill
go
us.
Ranger, not Ranger. Sorry, we're gonna go Kardashian adjacent.
Okay.
Megan
Oh, yeah.
Fox and Machine Gun Kelly got engaged
So another mess.
and drank
Okay,
each
but the
other's
ring
blood.
is cute. Did you see the ring? The ring
I
is
like
cute.
the ring.
They drank each other's blood. What is this fucking Best Buy? Not even like fucking TK Maxx version of Angelina Jolie that she's trying to participate in. It's like
Well, I think she's
crazy,
the
Bob.
prettiest actress
she's
there
fucking
is right
hot
now.
as balls.
Mm-hmm.
She's
I
hot
think
as
she is the
balls.
next Angelina.
But
Except
we
she
don't
doesn't
She's a
have the career
terrible
to match.
actress. She's
doesn't have the
so
career to match.
bad.
No, she's not. Jennifer's body was amazing.
No, it wasn't.
It smells like Thai food and ass in here. Have you been fucking? It's like, yes.
She's so bad.
I expect Jeffrey to say that at his house right now.
Katie here. I think she sucks.
I live. But like there's
But you know nobody
that
was fucking.
smell.
there's such a thing as
smell of
trying
death.
too hard, right? Like that's trying too hard.
Well, they
I
have
think it
cute
is.
rings,
Nobody will
and
fuck me.
it's weird though because he's sometimes prettier and girlier than she is. So that's
Yeah.
weird.
You
Like he
reckon
has
Brian
long nails, like long, and
Yeah.
it's weird.
Do
But
you reckon Brian Austin
the
Green
ring
is
is
like
nice.
just going, what the fuck?
No,
Probably.
Brian Austin Green. We were all saying, "What the fuck?" At least this guy has a career.
True. He's not
You
great.
leave Brian alone.
I will listen from one person who doesn't have a career to another. Brian, she was bound to leave you. Sorry. Does that
He
make it
was a
better?
stay-at-home daddy. Did you not see
Maybe.
Being Channel 2-0?
Brian
No.
can still get it though. Brian's probably still the better
Brian
looking
could
guy out of
never
that
get
cast.
it. No.
He's hot as fuck.
Cute. He's
No,
cute.
he's
Very
not.
He is
hot
the
at
better
Yeah.
all.
looking one.
Our
Better
choices
looking
are
than Machine Gun
dwindling.
Kelly.
Bitch, he can stick it in. He
All right,
can stick
Kitty,
it in.
Kitty, this is your choices right now.
Okay.
Brian
Yes.
Austin Green,
No.
Leonardo DiCaprio,
Yes.
Ew.
or
Wait. Which?
Kate
Hold on.
Leo
Winslet.
in what stage?
I'll take Leo if he's fat, if he's hairy, if he
That's
has
true.
weird warts
Oh.
somewhere. I don't care.
Oh,
You're
I'll
too
take
old,
him.
cat.
If
Right.
if he's rolling around in the manure in Jeffrey's yard, come to mama. It's okay.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I
Come
take
to
it back.
mama. There's enough
I'm
room
with
in
her.
the pink bubble chair. Come to
I'm
mama.
with her. I'm with her.
Guys, there is fresh meat out there.
Really?
Jason Momoa
Yes,
is
that's what I'm
Oh.
talking about right there.
We
We were
Goddamn
such
for
a
Aquaman.
beautiful
I was
couple. Do we know what
so
They
happened?
were so beautiful.
they just said after they've been together for 16 years. My God. They just said their journey is taking them on different paths, which is very open-ended, but they're kind of hippy dippy trippy like that.
Yeah.
But
They're super hippy dippy. I would have
I
thought they
like-
would just
I-
turn to swinging and shit.
Okay.
They seem like they're
no,
like
because
open.
they're not as desperate for attention as Jada and Will. That's it.
Did you guys all know that he was on Baywatch?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had
Yes, I did.
no
Was he in Hawaii?
idea.
He was in the
Okay.
Hawaii season,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
He had like
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
short hair and
Yeah.
everything,
Yes,
and
he
no
was
beard.
very
He was like,
clean cut.
yeah.
Yeah,
Is
and
it
that's
just
when
me,
Hobie
or
got
does
married to a
He's
girl,
so
and I was so devastated. I was like,
And then he
wanna
quit the
see him
show
get
and
with
went
a
to
Do you
beautiful
want to
jail.
know
girl.
another devastating story about
about
Yeah.
Jeremy
Hobie?
Jackson or Hobie or Jason?
No, Hobie.
About Hobie?
Unfortunately, Hobie got herpes from one of my former co-stars.
Oh.
So, I mean, really, Luke, you dodged a bullet there. I'm sorry.
No, I'd take the herpes if I got the hobes. Yeah.
You take the
Katrina.
herps for the hobes. The herps.
I take the
Katrina.
herps for the hobes.
And he goes to my gym. I see him like 3 times a week. And he's buff as
Oh.
hell now. He's beautiful.
Katrina,
Has he got
are
like
you
a
telling
great
us? Are
little
you
butt?
you're gonna have to
He's
take Luke when you
buff.
come over.
He's got a great
Yeah.
everything, actually. Perfect 6-pack, long hair, but beautiful body. Like he's
Get Luke a
Super
guest
health
pass
nut
when we
now.
come to LA.
I'll bring you. Yeah, I'll bring you.
Can you get
He
him on the
usually goes
show,
to the 9
Kitty?
o'clock
Kitty,
class.
can you just get him on the show so we can
Probably
chat?
not. I don't know. I'll
You can
try.
just go look at him in person, Luke.
How about I
That'd
just
be
bring
better.
you and we just go, hey,
Yeah, we'll just go.
Hey,
But like, I've got to get
Bitch
Jim
on the
Kit there,
moon.
so
You
it
have
looks like
something
I
to
should
say
be there.
to the group of Uncensored? You
Bitch
can't
on the
tell him
moon is
about
I just
back.
want to say that,
Yeah.
Hobie,
You're like, how are your herpes?
I will love you. I
Can't
don't
say
care
that.
about your herpes.
Can't say that. That's
They have
top secret.
medication for that.
And his
It'll be
girlfriend
Baby,
goes
yeah,
to my gym,
exactly.
too.
Well,
Be
I'll
fine.
take a cyclovir. It's okay. It's an antiviral. We'll be okay.
Well, speaking of celebrities that have avoided sticky situations, that's exactly what Drake does to
Oh,
to the
God,
women he
this story is
sleeps
so
with.
creepy.
I love
But-
this one.
cracks me up.
What
pouring
loser people wear
hot
condoms
sauce
when they have sex with
into his
men? Like,
condoms.
really?
So ugly.
Wait, what?
What a
I-
shallow
he's
pool to
not-
be in.
no,
Like,
wait,
get
I
out of
have-
the kiddie
the
The
pool
biggest
and go in
problem
the
I
danger
have
zone.
with people is who is
Uh-huh.
stealing jizz.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. Like someone on our Facebook page was like,
Yes.
"Oh my
No,
god,
no,
that's
no,
assault."
hold
Like,
on.
No.
I
I know
would-
a lot of people
I
who've
would, if
done
I
Simple
was
that.
bitches.
fertile, I'd steal his.
I
jizz.
know people who've done that. And you know what they do? They take the condom back with them and they turkey baste it and they lay there with the legs up and they go,
Yep.
they
Clever
baste it.
girls.
They do. I've heard
They're
about
like
it.
raptors. Clever.
There's a website. I don't know which one it is, but a friend of mine who used to shtup athletes was on there a few times. And she said there's this website. It's like The Dirty, but for girls who are groupies or hump the athletes. And they rate how
just
good the
squeeze
guys
out a
are.
condom.
And they were talking about how the girls now steal the condoms and they turkey baste it. They go back wherever the hell they can go, lay down 20 minutes and baste it legs up
Would
and
that
try to
not
get
be
inseminated
Touch
by
wood.
this athlete.
some kind of
I know
criminal
it's
activity?
completely deceptional and terrible and
Yeah,
horrible, but I
And
would.
then-
Hey, that's a check bitch for
defending
18 years.
The thing is, he slept with them. So what? That's the risk you're taking.
I just love the idea of someone putting like
Hot
Get
sauce.
snipped. If
sriracha
you don't want it, just
jizz in
get
their
snipped.
vagina.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes, but he should. I
Wait,
mean, if he
wait,
doesn't
Kitty,
wanna
Kitty,
do
can
that,
you
he
do the
shouldn't
can
have
you do
to
the squeeze
worry
out
about
again? Can you do the whole? Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. That reminds me of that one time. Oh.
I mean, the man
I
should be
feel
able
bad.
to have
Stop it.
casual sex without worrying about someone. Ripping
Yeah,
him
and
off.
that happens when you pay for it. So quit being cheap and picking up cheap hoes at the club. Get
Yeah,
you a
they're trying to get
professional.
They're trying to get your baby
Get male-
daddy.
Get a
like,
Go on
vasectomy. Get a
on
vasectomy.
medication right
Pay
now,
a
though, to-
professional. Be smart.
if you
But what
if you were
want
that
more
rich,
kids in the
okay.
future?
That's my penis.
If you were
tattoo.
that rich, would you not go, hey, I'm internationally famous, worth millions of dollars. Even if you want to have kids, freeze your business, get a vasectomy, fuck who you like.
Amen.
Best of both worlds.
But what if he wants more kids in the future?
You get one that can be
Freeze it.
reversed.
Get it
Freeze it.
reversed.
Freeze it. Yeah.
He's not gonna go out of
Preserve it.
style. He just freeze it.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a bit of Degrassi High. Like, come on.
I still think he shouldn't. He shouldn't have to put hot sauce in there. I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just want to see the girls walking the day after with their burnt lips.
You know what? And if that happens, they absolutely deserve it. They absolutely deserve it for being
Hot and
slimy
spicy
like that.
taco orders.
Oh.
I bet a lot of them have hot and
With
spicy
sour
mayo
cream.
in their
I bet you they got a bit of extra cheese on the taco,
I
right?
Oh my
you.
god.
That's it.
Since we're talking about stuff that turns our stomach, guys, the cure for COVID has been in front of our faces the entire time. Apparently, you've just got to drink your own piss, says this guy.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so I have a
No,
question.
Is it Corey
for-
Feldman?
totally legitimate.
I know,
Come
right?
on.
How much talking is there?
I have a question for our medical professionals. Urine, it's not as sterile as everyone says it is, right?
It's pretty
Yeah, it
sterile.
can carry bacteria. It can.
But it is pretty sterile. If you're
Okay.
not
But it can
infected,
carry
if you don't have
bacteria.
an infection, it's pretty clean.
How do you get past the smell?
It doesn't smell if you're hydrated.
How do you get past the warm temperature?
You can refrigerate it, kitty.
You refrigerate it.
That's
Wine
an
box.
extra
Wine.
level
There's
of
never been a
premeditated.
moment in my life where I thought that was interesting, appealing, or in any way sexually
picture.
charged.
So what you're saying is you masturbate in public, but you don't do golden showers.
It wasn't public. It was a dorm
Well,
room.
hold
Right
on.
in
You can
this
do a
thing.
golden shower. That just means you're peeing on someone else. That doesn't mean you're drinking it.
Yeah.
I could.
Well, I don't know. I don't
shower
do
you,
that
but
type
I'm
of
not gonna
thing.
drink it.
I don't get
I mean,
that
I'm not
bodily
here to
fluid
kink shame,
issue.
but not my bag.
Yeah, no, it's just like,
Me
what?
neither.
That's a
What
no for
on
me.
earth? What
You mean
on
that's
earth?
not
Katie,
your
what kind of
colos-
kinks will you do?
colostomy bag?
Sometimes
Are
you
you
have the lights
kidding?
on.
Katie's kink is fucking missionary. Let's be serious. Come on, Luke.
With
Get real.
Euphoria playing in the
Stop it.
background.
She actually doesn't
Look at
focus
Brooke's
on
face.
watching X-Files.
Yeah,
Nugget
she ain't
down.
getting doggy style. Are you kidding me?
like-
She's like, oh, Kyle, we can't know. We gotta do
We need to
missionary.
do a whole show on this shit.
Well, you can keep it because I don't need to know about it.
Okay, Ricky.
I want to talk. I want to talk to the preacher's daughter, the minister's preacher's lady's
Uh-oh.
daughter,
Uh
Katrina A. Johnson.
oh. Yes.
As a child, would you be allowed to swear as much as you liked in your house?
No. Are you
Okay.
kidding me? I didn't even have any alcohol in front of my family as an adult until I hit like 30, which is next month. But yeah, no. I couldn't swear. I couldn't even say a joke that had a swear word in it as a punchline. No.
So
Couldn't even drink
this-
in front of my
yeah.
family. No.
This story is about a TikTok parent who's actually like a therapist or whatever, saying that she allows her children to swear as much as they like. Whose house would that have flown in? I would like to know.
A hippie house.
No, like
Look.
on the panel, whose house? Who would have gotten away with that?
I wouldn't have gotten
No.
away with it as from my parents, but my niece and nephew were never shamed for swearing.
So I'm just gonna put it into context. Say if you're 12 and you turn around and go, "Mom, I'm not doing that, you cunt."
Oh
I don't
yeah,
think-
no.
No, you know what I mean?
They were
That's
taught that
This would be perfectly acceptable for these children because they're
No.
allowed to express themselves however
No,
they
that's
feel.
disgusting. No.
We
Look.
could get away with a
I was
movie
gonna
line.
say,
but you could tell a joke with it in our house.
No, I
No.
couldn't even do that in my house. No.
Occasionally
Look.
in the
Writing
regular.
changes-
That's why I'm
I
a
think-
wild animal now. That's why I'm on here with you guys because now I've been
got let
deprived
loose
for so long. I need to talk about penises.
all the time. All the
I
time.
think little
I-
kids know a lot of swear words. It's just whether they know whether they're allowed to say them or not. My daughter has heard every single word under the sun. If it's 4 letters, she knows it, but she never says them. I've heard her
Well-
say the B word a couple of times when she called the dog a bitch. 'Cause she-
That's an
the
appropriate
dog's a
word.
male, but I've said like stop you bitch or something. So I've heard her repeat me, but
So-
she knows. So like the real bad words, you just don't do. And I've told her a few
Well,
times. I was
yes.
like, I know Daddy said that word, and it's not an acceptable word, and Daddy shouldn't say it either.
Okay.
And so she
There-
doesn't
there
say
were
them.
lessons like
Yeah.
that in the house. You know, that's a grown-up word. When you're a grown-up, you can choose to use that word or not. But you know, so your parents do use that word. There were
My
those
other-
lessons.
Sorry. My other point that I want to bring up because we're going to run out of time very quickly is that in this family, grades don't matter. It's effort that counts, which I agree with. Okay. But
I agree to an extent with that.
No.
what happens to these children when they're put in the real world?
They
I mean,
fail.
Yeah,
That's not
They become
necessarily
cleaners.
true.
that's a
I mean,
Or-
how much of
Oh,
the
that sounds
lessons
terrible,
that
actually.
you learned in school are you actually applying to your everyday life? because
But
they're
Katie,
not teaching.
them.
They're
As
not
a-
teaching you useful things in school.
as an adult, and if you work in sales and you have quotas to meet and all that kind of thing to go.
Oh, but I tried. I made no money.
I
I'm
tried
poor.
really
I gotta
hard.
live on the street,
That
but
doesn't
I tried.
matter.
Yeah.
You get results. It's like a
that's
doctor
different.
going, I tried to do your leg properly after you broke it and fell off, but
Well,
effort.
the ability to
That's
read
different.
is inherent in the ability to critical think. And
That's-
as the rampant division in our society continues to grow and rip and tear, you can tell that there's a lot of people who didn't learn how to critically think.
I just
I
love
mean,
it. I
I think
don't
there's
know.
a difference.
There's a lot of
between,
people
like,
out there who didn't learn how to think full stop. It's not just critical
Yeah.
think. There's a lot of people out there who didn't learn to think full stop. I would just like to say, as a mum of four, and I am just going to talk over everyone here. So as a mum of four, I have had my 12-year-old come at me, and I've had him have a discussion with me and say, Mom, can I swear? He asked me to do class A swears. I went, mate, what does that look like to you? And he's like, oh, like damn, shit, the occasional fuck. And I went, how's about no? You will do as you are told. All right? I hear you using language like that, and I will slap the absolute fucking snot out of you. All right? Should be allowed to be children, but they also need boundaries. They need rules, or they're going to turn into little fucking criminals. God bless her and her parenting style.
Wonderful.
See, at least your kid asked
They
though.
grew up without
Yeah.
boundaries. They had to do their homework. They had to go to bed. But, nobody was put in the corner for dropping an F-bomb.
Yeah, your kids at least ask. My kids, they don't ask
Now
shit.
we're
Like
gonna
Tyler
find
just
out-
waits till I'm inside. He thinks I can't hear outside the glass door, and he's like, "Aiden, you're a fucking bitch," and I'm like, "It's a glass door. I can hear."
And I can read your lips.
Yeah.
We're going to
Fucking
find
bitch.
out exactly what effect our parents' parenting had on us in The View From Here.
That was intense.
Okay, graphic.
All right, who's going to go? Jeffrey, was it
So
you?
what's the view from here?
I know. I didn't
Yes,
hear it.
what
It's
is the-
Katrina. It's
Oh,
Katrina.
Katrina A. Johnson has the view from here this week. She has a question to ask the panel. Go, Kitty.
Yes. I wanted to know what is up with this influx of married people tricking
shit.
single people into dating them. For
Oh.
instance, has this ever happened to you? It has happened lately to quite a few of my friends. It happened to me before when I lived in Vegas, because everybody comes to Vegas for a good time, and then, they put on their persona and they try to date, someone there. And then when they come back and forth, they're like, oh yeah, we're dating. I'm single, but then they're not. That's happened to almost everybody I know. But lately, I have seen quite a bit of this with all of my single friends on dating sites getting tricked into dating someone that is married and not know about it. Have you guys had any experience with this? Have
Oh,
you
look, I
heard
want to
any-
go first because, look, I've never had actually anyone want to date me because no one wants to be with me. But I recently found out that someone who I'd been having a regular interaction with was married to a woman.
The kid?
And I was just like, I was like, holy shit. I was like, that's not cool with me, because it sort of came out when, I started asking questions. Whatever,
Too
and it
late.
just
You'd
became-
already been seeing each other for a while.
Yeah, it'd been happening for like nearly 6 months. But like at that time, to me, it was just very casual. I didn't give a shit. And then when I was like, I'm enjoying this and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, I'm married to a woman. And I'm like, that's terrible. Like, you're cheating on somebody and you're completely deceiving them about
It's your fault,
everything.
Lukey. You're guilty. You're
No,
that
well, I
temptation.
stopped
You're
it
that
when I knew.
temptation.
I knew I was a little apple, but I stopped it after that.
Were
So I
you?
was like, nah,
you were the
I'm not-
temptation apple. Hmm.
Yeah. But
You fell
I'm
for
not
the snake,
I'm
didn't
not
ya?
unexpecting the wife eventually to like contact me or something. Like, I know she'll find out eventually. I hope she does,
Really?
because that's terrible. Like, what he's doing is pretty.
Well, if she calls you, you just tell her, bitch, I was doing my fucking part to save your marriage, okay?
How about you say the minute I heard about you, I ended it?
Well, yeah, you didn't know.
What
That's not your
Vera said.
fault.
Yeah.
That's my problem. So listen, I feel like if this guy was married, he should have obviously told you. And if he was married to a woman, he should have told you. I don't have a problem when people are honest. I have a problem when they're tricking someone like they tricked you and don't tell you the full story. Because if they'd have told you, you can make your own decision, but you were sort of tricked into a relationship with this person and you didn't know the whole story. That's not fair. And this isn't the first time I'm hearing a similar situation.
Do people string along? I think, like Kitty, do people, especially with women, like they string them along and make them think like, oh yeah, like we could be something, but they know at the end of the day
because they're married,
they're
never gonna
back
happen
somewhere else and already settled, and
Happened
then
to
they're
me.
in a different location and they're using women for.
Happens all the time. But in this case, it happened to you. And it happened to another friend of mine who met someone on Grindr. They're on a date. They're going hot and heavy. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, hey, you got to be quiet. And the guy's like, well, why? And he goes, because my wife is inside the house. And he's like, what? But he, took a slightly different path than you did, Lukey. And he went over and went swimming with him the next day and, is carrying on, but was shocked. But at least he knows the whole story now. Didn't get fully bamboozled like you did. But also, for instance, my girlfriend yesterday went to go have lunch with someone she thought was a friend. And I was like, girl, it sounds like a date to me. You're going to get food. You're getting a massage. I think he thinks it's a date. You should probably clarify. She's like, it's not a date. He's married. I'm like, well, why do you think it's not a date? She goes, because he's married. We're just friends.
And that's the issue, right? If you can't be honest with the person you're supposed to be married with, no matter what it is, if you're, curious sexually about, the same sex, different, whatever, then you shouldn't be with anyone, let alone married. Like, sort your shit out, and then.
I think lately it's very common.
Yeah, I think it's common. I don't think it's just lately though, because I'm like 20 years older than all you people, and it's been happening for a while.
So what happened to you?
Yeah,
it happened to you too.
Give us the lowdown, Vera.
Well,
what kind of horse did you straddle?
I knew. I'm like, this isn't cool. There are certain rules that I live by, even though they're not the same rules everybody else lives by. If he cheats on her with you, he'll cheat on you with someone
totally.
else.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They say you find a man how you left him, or he leaves how you found him. So if you stole him from someone else is going to steal him from you.
Yeah. No, I never knowingly stepped into somebody else's relationship.
I had a regular when I was at home that, I've known for years. I had a threesome with him and his wife years and years ago. They got divorced, and then he became a regular, after my divorce. And I never knew he was with somebody. And then as I've been down here, we've been texting or whatever, and I'm like, dude, I'm in Missouri. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? I'm like, yeah, whatever. When I'm in town, if I got time, like, we'll meet up. Sure, cool, or whatever. And then, like, I don't know. I don't think we'd ever been Facebook friends. And then motherfucker requested on Facebook, and I realized he'd been in a relationship the whole time, and I didn't know. Yeah. I don't care either. You know what I mean? And they actually just broke up. They just broke up. They just broke up. Right. Well, I mean, I never asked. You know what I mean?
I have a story. This happened to me in Vegas. I had someone that I sort of started seeing, and we'd just hang out whenever he was in town. And I knew all of his friends because they would come in every 2 months and visit, and his dad. And we're all sitting at a bar one night, and he went to go gamble or something, and the dad is showing me pictures, and he's like, oh, look at my new grandbabies. Aren't they beautiful? And they're 2 twin baby girls. They're gorgeous. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're beautiful. Whose are they? And he goes, oh, they're Tim's. And I was like, what?
Life.
And I'm like,
Look, There'd be
We're
hoes
on
be
a
hoes
date
out in
right
them
now.
streets, right?
His dad outed him thinking I knew, and I didn't know.
Yeah, he
I
knew
found
you
him-
were banging him.
He knew we were dating. Thank you very much. Dating. And yeah, the whole family knew, except
Morals.
for the wife and me. I didn't know. I found him on Facebook and found this picture perfect photo of him, the two baby twins in the matching outfit with the mom and the other 3 kids. And I was like, that's not right. You can't do
Sometimes you just got to step out of the situation.
Yeah,
I don't
right?
know.
Yeah,
I
step
feel like
out of
it's a totally different thing. Like I feel like if a dude's with a chick and you're gonna step out with a dude, like he's not gonna leave the chick for me. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole different ballgame.
But he
Like,
should.
Yeah, but I
That's what
still
he's
think
you gotta
that's
have that
shit though, Jeff.
conversation.
You're deceiving somebody though.
Yeah.
You're
well, yeah,
still
I mean,
doing
but that's their
the dirty
business.
on
That's
someone.
their business.
That is
That's
their business.
their
No, but if you
business.
know about it, then you're also compliant.
Yeah, but that's not
I
my
don't-
problem.
I
That's
don't
not
ever
my
want to be
problem.
that
I don't
person.
think
Just
that
like,
I'm with
just
you.
like if in my marriage, if dude stepped out, I'm not going to be mad at the other person because it's not their problem. It's
No.
me and dudes.
But when you know
These
though,
people
if
that
you
get
know
mad
you're
at the
cheating
other
with
person,
a married person,
That's insanity
then,
to me. How are you
know,
getting mad at
if
the other
you're being
person?
close, you should know that you're the fucking cunt in the wrong as well. Like you're
Oh,
not
see, I
you're
think
not
they're
the
big
innocent
words.
party.
They're big words for.
See,
I
I don't
think-
think so.
I-
I don't think so. I think that the person who's doing the cheating is the bastard in the fucking wrong.
Right.
I'm not going to drop
Thank
a
you.
C-bomb.
agree.
It's my New Year's resolution. But I think the person who's not being honest and playing, let's say, both sides of the fence is the
Mhm.
fucking asshole.
Thank you, bro.
But
I-
if you knew though, Brookie, if you knew
if-
someone
if
was
you knew,
married,
that's
would you still
different.
sleep
But you're
with them?
not. You're
That's
not
different.
You're not
You know what?
viable
though?
for someone else's decision. You can't
Yeah,
go around
And
doing
this
that.
is
No, but
what?
once
We're
you
all
know-
adults here.
Eh.
Once
We're
you
not gonna
know,
agree.
No, would
We're
you
not gonna agree.
continue-
You know what?
I
would you
just think
continue
it's
the
wrong.
relationship,
Uh,
Brooke?
I think it's wrong.
I beg your
I
pardon?
think once you know that they're cheating on someone, they're not someone that's even going to be, you know,
Right, but
loyal
here's
to
the
you.
they're
They're not loyal to the person
but
that they've
What if they're
committed
not
to.
looking for loyalty?
Right,
Well,
but I'm
doesn't
not
matter.
saying like right.
Why
but
would you
And you're an idiot
facilitate
if you get into
someone-
a relationship with that person. You're a
Right.
fucking moron if you get into a relationship with somebody that's cheating on somebody else. Do you know how many of my friends have cheated on their spouse with somebody who is cheating?
But we're talking
on their
right now
spouse,
about
they
are
get
we
into a
all happy to be the
relationship.
mistress? Are we all happy to be a mistress in a
No.
situation?
Right, but
No.
and the conversation has evolved.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, the conversation's got to stop because we're running out of time. We're
Shut
going to go. I'm going to leave the show in the hands of these lovely people. Good luck, everyone. Who knows what's going to happen? We're going, of course, to everyone's favorite segment, Vera Verse. Yeah, that's
I
right.
love
She
that
got a
new
new graphic.
So my hair
Mhm.
never looked like that. Y'all know what my hair looked like.
Perfect is what
Today-
it was.
Oddly enough, I want to talk about the rules. We kind of touched on the issue with Prince Andrew, and I think it's great that he's been stripped of his titles and that he has to come face the judge here in this country for crimes he committed here in this country. Because part of living in society is living by the rules. We've got a whole bunch of people who think the rules don't apply to them. Well, they do. They apply to all of us. Rules are the contract we make to live in a society. If you don't want somebody to murder you, don't be the one who's murdering other people. It's that simple. You know, murder's wrong. We punish murderers. So why do we have two sets of rules in this country? Why are the people who are willing to do the right thing and obey the rules of traffic and know that if they're driving down the street and they pull out into the other lane to get around a parked car, they are responsible to make sure nobody's coming in the other lane? Not, I can get there faster, so fuck you, slow down for me. It's this self-involved, rules don't matter, you know, and it's everywhere. We see in Australia, Novak Djokovic, that Yahoo, trying to break into the country to play for his $1 million Grand Slam title, but he doesn't want to play by the rules, you know? And there's lots of people running around let it play. That's okay, let it play. No, Australia has a rule. Follow the fucking rule. You know, in this country, we have the rule of law. It's fucking narc. Thank you, Luke. You know, if your team loses an election, shut up and take it, not storm the fucking Capitol. But the good news is that somehow the rule of law is holding. Will it hold forever? I don't know, because I'm pretty fucking worried about our society as a whole. But remember, you live in a society. You do not, this is not the wild, wild west. We don't get to make our own rules. The rules are already there. If you don't like the rules, then work within the system to change the rules. That means get your team out to vote. That means get your team elected to the Congress. That means you play by the rules that exist to change the rules you don't like. It's the way it's always been, and it's the way it's got to go. Play by the fucking rules.
Wow. Thanks, Vera.
Very passionate.
Yeah.
I'm always passionate.
Listen to
Thank
fucking
you.
Vera.
Thank you.
All right, Jeffrey, are you going to close out the show, baby? Come on, this was
You
always
stop
your
being
show.
a whiny bitch, girl. You just all touchy about this fucking cheating scandal. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta get over it, girl.
Yeah.
Just going back and busting your balls.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
okay.
Come on,
All right,
bitch, close
Katrina.
out the show.
Katrina, you got any last words, baby?
Just listen, if you're married, tell anyone who wants to date you your situation. Be fair.
Yeah,
And
stop
maybe
being a
get
filthy
and maybe
slut.
get unmarried if you want to start dating.
Yeah. And stop using Ashley Madison. Like, what the fuck is that? Ugh.
But at least you're honest if you do that. At least people know what it is. Don't lie to everybody about it.
I know that's right. And Luke, Katrina's got a question for you the minute we get off air. Okay,
All
kids.
right.
Well, it's been real. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, like us on Facebook, check us on Instagram, like our TikTok, go on the Twitters, like all of our personal pages. You know what I'm saying? Share with your friends. Let us know they're here. You know, go to our Redbubble page, buy some shit. You know what I mean, kids? Thank you. We appreciate you. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week. We got a new show dropping. I think on Monday we're going to drop it. It's going to be me, my friend Big Cock, and Kelly. It's going to be some deep shit. You know, we're going to be talking about mental health, personal struggles, how we met, and those kind of things. So we'll see you then. Have a good night. Play us out, Luke.
All right, quick. Who's the biggest slut in the panel?
Biggest
Me.
slut?
Vera.
Jeff.
Mm.